Yo, what the fuck is going on? My name is Bulma, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you my master chain on the last track I've released, my remix for Ava Akira Locket. So first I wanted to say that I'm pretty new to mastering. I only started to get interested in it a few months ago. I'm still learning and experimenting. I don't do it on all my tracks, but I'm trying to do it more and more because I've realized that it makes appear the mistakes I'm doing at the production stage, and it helps me get a cleaner mix. So I advise you to do the same so you can see what are the mistakes you're doing during the mixing process. And if you don't like the result or you think you're wasting too much time, you can still send it to a sound engineer and check what difference there is with your own masters. So before starting to show you the chain, I'm going to disconnect my webcam because the computer is having a hard time to process everything. So see you later. So this is my chain. First thing is a clipper to cut some transients so I can push more the track afterwards in the limiters. So focus here, you will see the red, it's what I'm cutting. So when you use a clipper, the tendency is that there will be less dynamics afterwards. So I'm adding back some dynamics with a compressor from FabFilter C2. I went into the mastering presets. I'm using parallel punch, and I've played with the threshold, so with and without. You have to focus on the kick and bass. You will see that there is more weight, it's more in the front. And you can listen the clap also. It's cutting a bit more through the mix. So next is the Ozone 9. I have played the track and I have clicked on Master Assistant. And basically Ozone 9 show you some settings that he thinks will benefit for your track. So first thing is an EQ. He reduced 1 dB in the lows. He added some mids and also a bit of reduction on the highs. So with and without. So focus on the vocals, that's where are the mids he added. And also there was too much sub, and with this gain reduction the mix become clearer. Then there is a multivent compression. So here it's me who choose the preset. I've chosen Modern Crisp. I've used it in over mastering. I like how it sounds. So what you do is, depending on the volume of your mix down, you just have to do more or less gain reduction. I'm going to play the low bend so you can see the difference. So check, you will see that it's more focused when it's on, and you can see here the gain reduction. Check how there is more punch when it's on. So for the mid-range, it's more upfront with it. bringing up the harmonics of the bass. So next bend. You can hear the transient or more present with it. It slaps a bit more, and here basically I've had some volume on it to bring more air to the mix. See how the hats appear when it's on. It brings some clarity. Then there is dynamic EQ. So when I'm using a dynamic EQ, I'm looking for frequencies where there is two instruments playing at the same time. That when you listen it in the mix, it's not problematic, but when you listen on the final mix, you can see that it's a bit too much. For example, kick bass or the vocal and the synths. So I'm just reducing a bit here and there. Check the synths with the voc. There is some frequencies that are not really pleasing. Around 3K it's always cool to bring it a bit down because the human ear is more developed in this area. So it's what you will listen the loudest because it's where the tone of the human voice is. And kick and bass. Some resonance here. So it sounds more clear and more focused. Then there is a limiter, so I'm starting to bring everything together, but still keeping the transient with the transient mode. So let's look at how much gain reduction there is. So minus 3 dB. After there is the low end focus, it's adding more punch to the sub. I really like to use low end focus even during the mixing process. Then there is an imager to make the sub mono. So with this bend, here there is nothing happening, and for the last bend I have reduced a bit the width to bring more clarity. And finally an exciter. Normally I would click on oversampling, but as I'm recording the video, it's lagging too much. Let's check each bend. So basically more warmness. Tube saturation on the mid. It's bringing more presence. Here it's pushing a bit the transient. Okay, and then there is a Pro Q3 because there is a resonance I didn't like. In dynamic mode, then there is another Pro Q3 to give the last polish to the track. There is a match EQ, so I've used the reference track and I have applied a curve on it. So it's really a small amount, 8%. And finally a limiter to reach my target loudness, so between -5 and -6 LUFS. I'm pushing almost 3 dB. So normally I would use oversampling for X, but because of the lag with the video, I couldn't right now. I'm going to change the algorithm here so you can see what it's doing. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for supporting me on Patreon and see you next time. Bye.